What is your Lumosity occupation/career profile? Does anyone check out the performance report area and see who your scores are most similar to? I find that uncanny. I'm most similar to those with a computer science background where I spent about nearly 30 years, followed by engineer, management, mathematics, best courses in school, finance, and scientific research. Worst were education, law, culinary arts, I can boil water and make pancakes, military, drafted, journalism, sales, 10 years of bad experience, and worst art and design, don't ask. It pretty well pegs me. Here are the various occupation profiles and an explanation for them. 1. Finance. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger in two areas: numerical calculation in raindrops and quantitative reasoning in chalkboard challenge. 2. Engineering. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger in two areas: spatial memory in pinball recall and numerical calculation in raindrops. 3. Law. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger at logical reasoning in organic order and weaker at visual search in star search. 4. Education. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger at quantitative reasoning in chalkboard challenge and weaker at visualization in speed pack. 5. Military. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger at spatial memory in pinball recall and weaker at quantitative reasoning in chalkboard challenge. 6. Health and medicine. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger at working memory in tidal treasures and weaker at numerical calculation in raindrops. 7. Research and development. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger at visualization in speed pack and weaker at quantitative reasoning in chalkboard challenge. 8. Management. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger at visual search in star search and weaker at numerical calculation in raindrops. 9. Art and design. Members with this occupation tend to be stronger at visual search in star search and weaker at quantitative reasoning in chalkboard challenge. I am most similar to military and I am an fine artist, former art director, known to be very creative. Simple reason I guess, I could have been a good scout, or spy, due to high attention and impulse control scores. And I am a good artist. But second least like art and design. Maybe the scientist got their data wrong? Many people calling themselves artists are also not using actual artist traits but simply manufacturing and reproducing things, and just because this happens to happen with paint, it uses other parts of the brain. Namely problem solving, while an artistic approach to things uses other. Or most artists would not bother playing Lumosity, it's too made up of rules, so maybe it's just 3 of us in the database? Artist covers the broadest range of mental engagements. Everybody from a painter to special effects designer fits the bill of artist, at least in my book. So maybe Lumosity's pool of artists is somehow skewed. They pegged me in military also. Maybe we need to do something outdoorsy, like looking for tidal treasures, or koi fish feeding. I suppose it's a software just using what we registered as occupation, the scores from the training. And that's it? Then some people will go on in their comfort zone and become more of what they are. And others have different strategies. And these choices also might depend on what kind of type you are. Some people love rules, competition. Other love exploration, sensations, and the third answer, the latter not easily satisfied in follow the rule games. I suppose you, as I, registered as something far from military. We're creatives. Maybe here are tons of military folks doing this games, so our input does not show up. Or you are right, there is no correlation between one's occupation and what the maker of the data has written, haha. With my foreigner eyes many games are also weird, like we make coffee different in Europe, no drive-in. It's very American, isn't it? And US has more military than most, speculations yes, but other countries spend way less on military and more on education for one. What I am saying here is that in US military is a career attracting a lot of different people, it's such a big thing. Many other places have same kind of people that are more attracted to a civilian career. Cultural bias. I just saw that last night. I got mathematician, which is something I probably would have been had there been any money in it. I've programmed computers for X years, where X is a number larger than 40. I don't agree with the category I was filed in. It doesn't fit my personality type. I am an artist, writer and an excellent communicator, but I was cast into the military department, which has never been available to me. I think the criteria is faulty with bias towards a liberal slant. Kind of like if you don't know how to spell you can't write and you must be a conservative, so cast him in the military so we can get a liberal use out of you. But, some people don't fit in categories. I am such a person. I don't agree either. And since they posted the first go-round I have made great strides, would like to see new evidence. You might have liked it in Spain. When I moved there I was impressed to see they presented their writers and culture workers on the front page of the papers. And the athletes in the sports section. And when I pulled some foreign notes out of my pocket I found that all 3 notes had a female on them, all featuring culture workers, 2 writers and 1 musician, the highest note value an equivalent of $80. I heard that one are discussing a first female ever on an American mint/note. If the choice is a politician/law/religious, yeah, says something about values. As one who supports fostering good communications, I believe in women's feminine equality to their male counterparts. You have read me like a book. Thank you for voicing something that needs to be spoken in every country. Especially in America. My scores in Lumosity, by the way, are in the dumps as I have been battling something like a month-long cold. I was too, military. This was probably accidentally correct. I was in the Air Force and then married an airman and lived on Air Force stations for 7 years. I got journalism and speaker, which is very true to me. I love writing and orthography is my best feature. Of course in my language, Spanish. Now I'm learning Korean. They tell me I am a scientist or mathematician, just because I can count fast. That has nothing to do with being good in mathematics. I am good in adding and counting because I was raised in a German pub and had to serve and count the tabs. Never good in school in math or physics. That's where Lumosity is off, but nevertheless I like it because it helps me with my brain activity and learning processes. I'd say that at least 4 of these profiles are too broad to be of much use to anybody. Management is probably the most vague. I am an engineering student, and my Lumosity profile is engineer, so accurate for me. I think anytime an organization tries to cast a general crosscut of a population into categories, stereotyping occurs. I for one don't like how I am perceived and underappreciated by the public in my minimum wage job, so I look for answers in my private life. Lumosity has given me a forum to discuss things that I see as important. The experience is one of improvement in many facets of communications. It's not that I am getting smarter, it's like I feel different about how I perceive what I am good at for the day and I can make adjustments to my daily plan with zest sometimes. Engineering, followed by law, education, finance, and military. I am a tutor, primarily in math. I also do SAT and ACT prep, and tutor in science courses, but I also work for a book distributor. I was told that my scores were most similar to that of a computer science person too. And nearly died laughing. I am a writer/actress/painter/all-round artsy-fartsy person, who knows next to nothing about computers. It was weird. Haha. So maybe the scientists have no clue what an artist is or is capable of doing. In my school of fine art there were engineers, medicine doctors and more highly educated, obviously skillful and intelligent people that became artists, and when I think of it maybe there was a man from former military employment. Or maybe it's my imagination. I thought this was interesting, and for me, accurate. I wonder if they are going just by our scores, or by which games we choose to play the most, also. I got mathematics, which is spot on because I taught math and physics for years.